What up, what up? I'm Adrian Young.
I'm Ali Shaheed Muhammad.
And we are
The Midnight Hour.
And you are listening to
Mega Late Show.
Skirt.
Yeah. You youngin' up in here.
Definitely young in here. Peace. Welcome back to the Mega Late Show, Tokyo Hip Hop Art and Culture. I'm the host and the producer. My name is Robinson Mega. Hey, I think I have an applause drop for myself, maybe. Hey. Yeah, let's have fun today, ladies. Let's have fun today, man. Let's get right into it, actually. First, I want to let you know that the beats in the background are done by my man, Flat Stanley, who is a regular visitor of Japan, and I think he's going to be moving out here. He's a phenomenal beat maker. He makes a lot of dancey type of vibe beats, but also some really hard joints. He has some tracks with Sadhu Gold and also Maxo that sound much different than this, but I'm going to play his beats all throughout the episode, so familiarize yourself. The links are in the bio. Go support local and independent art. Please do that if you're going to do anything. And today I got one of my favorite people. I feel like we become better friends every time I see her. And she's always probably my most fly friend that I have right now. Yeah, always looking fly. And some of these shoes on the table are hers. And as you can see, they're super fly. Naomi, what up?
Hi, I'm Naomi from FabFiveTokyo.
That's right.
But I'm from Nagasaki.
Yeah, Nagasaki represent. And she's also one of the co-founders of the nonprofit organization Japan for Black Lives. So she's doing her content creation with FabFiveTokyo, and she's doing some real political awareness work with Tokyo Black Lives for Japan. Pay attention to all her stuff. All the links are in the bio. And today she brought over another super fly friend of hers. And I don't know, should I introduce or should I let her introduce? I hear she talks a lot.
Okay.
Right? Please introduce yourself. I don't know how to pronounce your DJ name, by the way.
Please introduce
Oh, now she's not going to talk.
No.
Let's give her an applause first.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I know. I could tell you talk a lot because you were talking a lot and I was talking a lot. So that's a lot of talking.
You know, I have to talk a lot in order to survive in the USA, okay? A lot of people talks a lot, okay? So if I'm being Japanese, like quiet, everybody just keep talking, and things will just go forward without me. You know, letting my opinion out and like, okay, just wait.
It's like if you don't put your voice in, then you don't get heard. I feel that.
No, and then like everything will just go without me. So, you know, so I have to step in. And living in the U.S. for like 15 years, it made me be this way. Long. So it's not me. Yeah. It's American people. Okay. No.
It is American people. We're a big problem. I agree.
No, I'm just
tell us who you are, though.
Okay, so hi, my name is Eriko. I am a friend with Naomi. Naomi is actually my savior, consultant, the superwoman that helps me with my work so much. And my work is sneakergirl.com. It's a first and only web media or media period for women in a sneaker.
Sneakerhead women's.
Sneakerhead women, sneakers for women, you know, sneakers just, you know, industry is very male dominated, I thought. So I was just like, why? And I have to start it, so I started it.
And you're the founder and the editor-in-chief of sneaker-girl.com.
Yes.
Yeah, you know the links are in bio. We're going to get into that. You're also a dancer and a magician.
Magician?
Dancer and a DJ.
Yes, I'm a dancer for a long time, and I DJ, and
house style dance is what
yes.
Okay.
That's my love, but.
See, we're just becoming friends today. We met probably 25 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, and this is our friendship flourishing. I'm finding out new things all day. And you don't live in Tokyo, though, right?
No.
You're not from Tokyo either, right?
No.
Where do you live now, and where are you from?
I live in Kobe, but my hometown is called Himeji, with the beautiful castles there. Yeah. So I'm a Kansai-jin. So I'm trilingual, Kansai band, and Hyojun-go, and English.
Boom. Where do I have a bomb or something?
Trilingual.
Yeah, there we go. You know the vibes. Kobe, I know y'all know that. Our man Kobe Bryant. our Kobe beef.
Yes, but his
Yeah.
name is from that, right?
Right, that's what I heard.
I know, it was crazy.
The greatest
but
player of all
beautiful.
time. Rest in peace to the God. Man, but yeah, so today I know you dance and you're also a DJ, but one of the things that I wanted to do today was kind of push it more towards the sneaker discussion and talk about, the site and your thoughts on sneaker culture, and also get a perspective on this culture here in Japan. And for very simply, like, how long have you been a sneakerhead?
First of all, I don't call myself a sneakerhead for the sake of respect to the real sneakerheads, because I'm still consider myself a newbie to the game, and being surrounded by sneakerhead, but can't really call myself yet.
Okay. How
But,
long have you been like interested in expensive, extravagant, wonderful looking shoes?
See, that's like a different phase though, because I've been loving sneakers since I was a kid, but not like the heads like way of loving it, and then getting into like expensive sneakers are like really recent, like in about the last 5 years.
Okay.
What's the definition of sneakerhead?
That's what I want to
Yeah.
know too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm
what
going to
makes a
get
sneakerhead?
Yeah, I think like I'm with my site, I'm going to research about it and then like create the discussion. What's the line?
Okay. I
If
I
there
always just
is.
assumed that a sneakerhead was a person who collected sneakers, not necessarily for function, but for fashion. Like, of course it's a function to it, but like these are athletic sneakers, right? For their Jordans, it was a basketball shoe. So when you buy a pair of Jordan 1s, some people buy them for the fashion aspect and not to go play basketball in them. I assumed that a sneakerhead was a person that took care of their shoes and used them as a fashion statement and a collector's item to some degree. Is that kind of right there?
Yeah, that's to me, from meeting like a many sneaker lovers, like the collectors, the manias, I think how they want it and why they want it is very varied. So for a fashion aspect, yes, there's one, but there's some like collectors or fans that are like really, admire about the functions. Like in Japan, Asics, that's like a old, huh?
I just mean get closer to the
Oh,
microphone.
okay. I'm sorry. I just don't
No,
like
if I
hearing
do
my own
that-
voice.
Well, that's a big
Get
problem
used to
for
it.
like a video, audio
It's okay. I'm just
format.
joking.
Yeah.
I'm Kansai, I'm joke a lot.
That's what I hear about these Kansai folks, man.
Yes.
But I like that.
I like
Yeah, I'm a joker. I'm a jokester. Okay. so,
Jokester,
yeah.
magician. Right.
Yeah, but like especially like guys, the men sneaker fans, big fans, they're into like functions. I think more than like the colors.
Okay.
So it varies. I think.
I just assumed that like my wife, she's a sneakerhead, but she's also one that wears her shoes. Like she'll wear them, she'll let them get a crease in the front, like she's that type of sneakerhead. I'm trying to transition into a sneakerhead that tries to keep their shoes as nice as possible. Cause I got 2 pairs of the same Jordans, and I use one of them. They're my play shoes, and then my other ones are like my dinner shoes. Like I wear those when I want to look kind of fly. And so I feel like I'm coming out of this cocoon of kind of like not a hype beast type of approach to it, but what I like, and what I'm gonna try to buy those, but only wear them occasionally. Which is
Hell
the
yeah.
opposite approach of what I do with all my other sneakers. I'm the type of dude who's like, if I get a new pair of shoes, I'm wearing those new pair of shoes like 5 days a week for the next, until the heel looks weird. And now I've changed.
Yeah.
Partly your fault. I want to put a lot of the
That's my
blame.
fault?
Yeah, I want to put a lot of the blame on Naomi. I went out one night and I forget where we were at. Oh, we were at Soul Food House, Legacy Lounge, right? And I was like, damn, those are dope. I was like, where do you always have dope shoes? And then Terry told me, he's like, yo, but those are dope too, to my shoes. And I was looking and I was like, her shoes look brand new. It's like, I need to keep these looking brand new. And then I was like, next time I saw her, I was wearing the same Jordans, but she had on some new joints. And I was like, yo, I gotta get like that. I gotta
But
get like that.
Well, like I was surprised. Like, are you from America, no?
Yeah. I'm
so
California.
like you
yeah.
don't use then you didn't have any friends or like people
Oh, yeah.
around you that are like that. Like
Well,
these are like
My
take
nephews
care
and
of
shit
this.
is like that, but I'm also a leftist. Like I'm kind of I'm kind of anti-consumer in a lot of ways, even though you see the consumption around me. But like when I was in my 20s, I was very much kind of like I would shop at Goodwill. I would make my own clothes. If I had something, I'd freak it for myself. And so when it came to sneakers, it was primarily a functional thing. I wore skate shoes because they skate like that. They work well when I'm skating, and I wore Chucks because they're the cheapest shoes, and I could have 2 different colors of them. So it wasn't until I got married and you know, over the last few years that I started feeling like, okay, my wife is like, here, I bought you a pair of Jordans. I'm just like, this is the most expensive shoe that I've ever had my entire life. And I wore Timberlands, you know what I mean? Like that. And so, yeah, I've never been a person that really cared. In fact, I used to look down on people for caring a lot about that type of stuff, but I've changed. I'm more communist now than I ever have been, but I'm also just going to rock some ill-ass Jordans.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. It
I
ain't
mean,
hurt
Yeah.
so much.
There's I guess for my politics there's kind of a hypocrisy aspect there, but I reconcile it the same way I do with purchasing anything. You know, it's just got to be, I'm gonna take my daughter to Disneyland, but Disney's a terrible corporation, you know what I mean? Like straight up and down. But,
If you get into it, like you're gonna depressed and they can't live this world. So
Right.
like you're just gonna like
exactly.
you know.
There is
like,
no ethical consumption
we
under
all
late
gotta
stage
be
capitalism.
hypocrite,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
Is
Right.
you know, but you know you still gotta live.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you find joy and then like
Indeed.
some meanings and a balance to it, and those are my balance. So
Do I have something that's
it's
like,
okay.
oh no, this is like a Jeopardy question. You guys don't know that.
Well, let me put it.
Wait. No, I don't have anything that's really good for that. I was hoping I would have something like message, facts, like something philosophical, like a
Then, then
do I have a
make it.
I don't have a philosophical button, do I?
I meant
Nope.
Okay, then.
Unfortunate.
Then now
But
you
you're
gotta
spitting
make
facts.
it.
Those are facts, though. Those are facts.
Yeah.
So going back to the Sneaker Girl website that you created, what is kind of the philosophy there? Why did you feel the need to start that?
Yeah, it's
Or
like
how
I say,
old is it? How long has it been
It's
going?
only been 3 years, almost 2 years.
Site's mad professional though. That shit looks
So
like,
after you came back to Japan.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you know it's
so y'all have a
almost
line of
like
sight, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
it's okay. It's okay. Only been less than 3 years. You know, we launched it 2018, I think,
Okay.
or 17, 18, somewhere around. No, 18. And I was a reseller. I was a buyer. So that's how I made money
Oh,
in
man.
the U.S.
I really dislike
course.
you right now.
No, but then, but those are like not like a reselling because the sneaker boom that I said. Is
You
it
got it?
right?
Yeah, sneaker boom
Yeah.
sounds right.
Yeah, started to happen, and I was in the U.S. and I had to make money, but I just can't be in a waitress for just forever, you know. So I try
Right.
to find a way to make money. So I start selling things and on the internet towards Japan, just buying it in the
Okay.
U.S., flipping it, and then selling it in Japanese people. And during that time, sneakers getting more popular. It was around like 2010, 11. So it was getting popular. And the sneaker, I was selling a lot of things, but sneaker was the one that has a like good markup. It has a lot of needs in
Resale
Japan.
value, like people.
Yeah, so I went towards sneaker selling business, not like a business, just like my personal.
It's like a side hustle. Like,
Yeah,
let me
side
get an extra
hustle.
dollar.
Yeah.
You're not like ravenous with like ripping people off. You just kind of
No.
wedge your profit and keep it moving.
Yeah,
with
I
an
just
interest
buy a
shop.
Foot Locker or like official place. It was like a Stan Smith was like super popular when it came back, so it was like $65.
And did you
And-
sell it on eBay or something like
Yeah,
that? Or Japanese
no,
website?
Baima.
Oh, okay.
So shipping it back here.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then I just price it like $158 worth of Japanese yen.
Okay.
So it's like
you
good
make a good
markup.
profit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I just buy from Foot Locker or everywhere, and I just sell it. And that was where I started to know a lot more about sneaker, not because I love it, but because it sells.
Okay.
But then, I'm as a dancer, you're always around a sneakerhead. There is like one or two or like few like group of friends that
Right.
are like, oh, what's this, what's that, oh, this and this and that.
That's exactly
They're
my wife.
always there.
Yeah. My wife is a B girl and she's
Yeah.
into sneakers.
Oh,
I think
yes.
it goes together.
Yeah, definitely.
Dance culture and sneakers.
Yeah,
go
definitely.
Together.
I was a big girl for like good 12 years too before I get into house. So of course, sneakerheads are everywhere in this, like hip hop culture period, And then I was around them, and then my mentor, Marjorie Smart, rest in peace, Big Marge, that's was my biggest inspiration for women being fly and being not trying to be a man because it's a man's thing or whatever, but then be a woman or be herself and have a fly ass sneaker, have a good knowledge about sneaker, and then discuss it and just be more than a guy about sneaker.
Without
and
like the gatekeeping of what is fashionable or what is dope and what is hip being led by men. So you're just
Yeah.
like, women have a voice here too, and let's kind of project that voice
yeah,
to the people
it's
and
yeah,
let other
it-
women know that it's fine to
yeah,
not
it
follow
was just-
the kind of popular waves from men.
No,
Am I
I
getting
mean
it?
like a sneaker culture in the US is so advanced than in Japan that women's already there's a lot of women that are older than me are already being a sneakerhead. And it's not about voicing out. It is about voicing out, but they were just being a lady and just loving sneaker and then loving it in their way, no matter and how they matches the clothes with the dress with sneaker, with the headband, with the accessory, with the nail. They were just being fly ass women and have a dope ass sneaker and have a knowledge to it and they know all the releases or know this, they can talk about it. And I thought it was so cool, amazing. So I started to get into it, and then I started dating with this one guy, another one that passed away, the Voodoo Ray, who's the legend, the king.
You
in
were
New
dating
York.
Voodoo Ray?
Yeah.
Oh man, rest in
2
peace.
years.
Yeah,
You know?
well, I know him
And-
because of Terry holds him in the
Yeah.
highest
Yeah.
regard. And
Yes,
I remember
yes.
when he passed, I could see
Yes.
that it really affected Terry, and I could see that it
Yeah.
affected the entire community. Seemed
It's
to outcry.
definitely like
Okay.
clubs, including house and hip hop, the dance scene, the club scene in New York, the worldwide. He's known, and then I was dating him, and he was a
super like notable figure in that community.
super. And then how big he was, we can talk about it later. But he was also a sneakerhead, definitely. Just not rest in peace, Ray. He's still keeping the inspiration, and knowing Marge and then dating Ray, they were like the best friend. And when I went to Marge's house, Ray was there, and then Margie was like, Ray, I got the new shoes. And then Marge's husband, Jeff Freedom, those are like just sneakerhead head. And then they'll be like, talk about it, ooh, like smelling the new sneakers smell and stuff.
Y'all do that? You smell the shoe too?
Yeah,
Just to make sure?
I do.
No, I don't.
No?
I don't.
I'm gonna start doing that though. I didn't know that
No,
was a
I
rule
don't
for
do it.
sneakerheads. Thank
But
you
I
for
like
putting
it.
me on. Just give it a little sniff.
Yeah, they've been like talk about it for like and then so I
So
was
you
like, okay.
you became a sneakerhead when you were outside of Japan? Is that
yeah,
safe to say?
definitely because
Okay.
of those two, legends. Those two, big inspiration were those from those two. Because Ray used to work for Nike, and when there's Mercer, 21 Mercer. It's in Soho, but it used to be an ID, and he was first. I think one of the first member that works at that
Okay.
store, and he works for Nike for like a few years or like several years. So he knows, and he already knew anyway. I love it. So, hearing about sneaker from him was like, wow, those are cool. And then, now my taste, one of my tastes for sneaker is part of his taste because he's educated, he just really made me like love it. He's just really, really good at, making somebody loving. and stuff.
I
you
kind
know?
of like, from the outside looking in, I remember kind of seeing sneaker culture develop. But one of the things that I heard is that like Tokyo and Japan in particular were kind of on the cutting edge of really creating a sneaker culture. There was people in the States that were like, oh, I want to get the Jordan 1s, but Japan, and I don't know if this is historically accurate or if this is like any material, like a real material history, but I've heard from like Hero King, and he was telling me how like the culture started becoming really hype about exclusive shoes and trading, and Japan
It
was
was
up
crazy.
before the United States in a lot of ways, and their exclusives and the things that Nike was doing just specifically for Japan influenced the approach of Nike sales approach for years to come, where they started doing more exclusive. They started doing colorways and all types of things.
That
for-
one is only in Japan. I
Right,
guess.
working exclusively with Japanese designers in the mid '90s. So I was curious, like, how long have you been a sneakerhead? Your whole life?
Now, I went to this special school learning for shoe design when I was 25. It's already over 10 years ago, and the classmates shoe heads,
Okay.
sneaker heads, so they inspired me, and that's how I knew Jordans and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's really interesting because I know that there's a deep history of Japan leading the world in fashion, and I know that the sneakers are one of those points where it's kind of Japan is. You don't really get a worldwide sneaker culture without the influence of Japanese culture on American sneakers. Would you guys agree with that? Is that kind of accurate?
You know what? Yeah, because you know how before Nike, the founder used to distribute Japanese shoes. So yeah, it's really influenced from then.
Sure.
So the influences in the relationships started even like from back then.
Huh.
So yeah, a lot of exclusives, a lot of designs. Definitely, I
Not
don't
just sneakers either, right? Japan was like the leader of like fashion and upscale fashion, but also street culture fashion and variety of just weird shit. I hear stories about how Harajuku was just full of people doing whatever they wanted. And now it's all Uniqlo, right? But before it used to be, there was
Harajuku
people-
used to be so energetic. And
Now it's all
powerful.
Uniqlo shit. Right? Isn't
No,
that how it
it's
is?
okay.
This is
That's-
Uniqlo. I freaked it with my little
Yo.
I put my little yo.
Uniqlo is a
You know what
hot
I mean? People don't know about
hot
that.
thing now.
Exclusive. This is a Mega Late Show exclusive from Uniqlo.
Yo,
Yo.
what's
Yo.
that?
I couldn't find the katakana yo, so I just used the. You know
No,
what I
that's
mean?
even better. It's so cute.
Yeah. People don't know
What?
about that. Mega Late Show exclusives. 100 subscriber gets a free shirt. All it is just Uniqlo with the
Oh
iron.
my god.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
No, I love it. It's true, but it was so funny. You just say it in the middle, like a Japanese,
Yeah,
like pro
my
with like it's like a variety of the weird shit. I was like,
It was right. Like
It
I
is.
mean,
yes, welcome to Japan.
I've been here for
Yes.
several years now, almost a decade, and even when I came before, I felt like I would see more unique fashion when I was in certain areas of Tokyo. Now it's a little bit more homogenous, meaning like everybody kind of looks the same. It's like I got the same shirt as you, salary man from Uniqlo, and I got the same pants and the same shoulder strap. But one thing I noticed is that other cultures are starting to take that position that Japan had of streetwear, like Korea, China. The Chinese people that live in my area, because Ikebukuro is like new little China, like they're all hype beast. Like all of them have like the newest shoes on. Like I've seen like one day I was counting like 3 years ago, and I saw like 5 different pairs of Yeezys. Like that look like actual. I can't tell if they're knockoffs or not, but like 5 pairs of Yeezys, and then I saw like the Back to the Future Jordans or Nikes with the shit, and all of these people over here are a little bit more concerned about the hype beast look than a lot of the younger Japanese culture, I think.
I mean,
weird.
this is no, I can't say anything.
Nah, be spicy about it.
Because,
Well, don't be
because,
prejudiced, but
no,
yeah,
but,
it is
I
knockoff
mean, just
shit sometimes.
assuming the culture of the sneaker or culture of fashion is newer because of the freedom of expression is newer for that country to me, and Japan's being just be phenomenal, it's just being ahead for a long time after the World War II,
Leading the world.
I don't know if I've said leading, but definitely influences and inspiring the world for sure. If it's leading, I'm not sure, because the culture and then creativity comes from everywhere always. So Japan is not as much as weird as before, but people are young kids still looking for how to be different than others.
Yeah.
But it's the big difference between that is people used before try to be outside of the box. Now the young kids try to be different inside the box, and then they were taught and programmed even worse than us, our generation, to don't be outside of the box.
Yeah.
That's how it looks to me. So I know, researching as a media, as I run the media, of course I research the market or the young people, but that's how it looks to me. They try to be different. They're looking for something different, but they not try to be outside the box, or not even have a mindset.
They want to be different like everybody else. It's trying to be different in a way.
In a way, but it's still, to me, because I know how to be outside of the box, so they were they don't even know how to be different and what's outside of the box is, because that's just how it is now for kids, especially Gen Z.
Gen Z, yeah.
Gen Z.
I think that's right though, but I think it's also not just Japanese people. It's also not just sneaker culture or fashion. I think that a lot of the world is becoming homogenized by this globalization of pop culture, to the point where it's Japan still is cutting edge with anime, and people still love it, and anime is bigger than ever now outside of Japan, and certain Japanese fashion tropes are bigger than ever, but at the same time there seems to be less of a focus on truly being original. It's more this counterculture that is counterculture, but it's not quite original, but you have options to flip it to make it almost original. It's like with the shoes, right? It's okay, I got Jordans, I'm freaking them. I'm original because I have a different colorway than somebody, instead of I'm original because I'm rocking these other shoes that I changed myself to make it kind of different. I don't know if that's the most concise or clear way to put it, but the homogenization of consumerism is present in everything. That's why all these trap beats sound the same. That's why all these new rappers sound and look the same. You turn on a little Yachty track or a little this person track or somebody else, and it sounds the same. It's not just hip hop either. It's all genres. And there's a few that are nuts and a few that are dope. Dos Monos is new Japanese hip hop that's wow. But, you really have to make an effort. And I feel even not being from Japan or not being here during the 90s where it was really popping, I feel like I've seen that deteriorate some in the last decade. So I don't know. You guys notice that a little bit, I'm sure.
I feel people, so there are a lot of premium priced, special, very overpriced sneakers nowadays. So people started to pay a lot of money to get those very rare sneakers and feel superior. I don't know how to say. So I have these rare sneakers. So their value is owning the rare sneakers.
Right.
Is one of the how.
I'm lacking the word too. I know exactly what you're trying to say, but I can't get it out in English.
So
I don't have the word for it either, but yeah, a lot of people, it's a statement made by the fact that they were able to get something because they have a certain amount of money.
So not because you like this design, but because of this sneaker is super premium and very rare, collaborated with someone big name. That's why you get it. It's
Right.
is nowadays trend.
Yeah. You buy it because it's expensive, and if you show that you can get it, then you're cooler because you were able to get it.
Yeah, and that makes sneakers more expensive,
Right.
which sucks.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm trying to get this pair of shoes right now, and the price on the resale is just hurting my feelings. Like retail price on it was like fair and reasonable, but the resale price is like, God, please just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I got this point that, like, if it costs that much, then I don't want it. It's not worth it like that. I can't pay rent with that money. Why do I buy it? That's for investors. The sneakers are like part of the investment for investors and young people. I mean, the culture is gonna live, I think, in an original, authentic way. I think the culture is gonna live somewhere, but definitely it is a new time where the value is based on the price.
Yeah.
And there's a market for it, and that's the reason why this industry is growing, and they're gonna keep it that way. And like first, how do I say it? Like there's a market, and the first and second, like 一次流通と二次流通ってどういうんやろね。There's like a first market price,
And then an aftermarket.
retail price, retail market, and aftermarket, and those
Wholesale.
wholesale. No,
No.
aftermarket. So aftermarket and retail market, they're gonna be. This is what it was written in the Shoes Master, the latest Shoes Master. That's the book, the thick book. There's interviews with like the Atmos CEO and another like Mercari's CEO, and like there's a businessman was talking about sneaker industry, and they say retail market and aftermarket. There's gonna be not much difference in between those, because those are like two markets that are influencing each other, and the prices are influencing each other.
Yeah.
So and the cultures and trends are influencing with each other. So like there might be not that much difference
I'm
in the
hoping
future.
it's like that.
But like that means though, well, I don't know. I don't want these sneakers to be like way too much higher.
Yeah, that's the
But
thing
like-
too. I was watching this video of on YouTube, and because I was just googling YouTubing a pair of shoes. I wanted to see how they looked and everything, and the guy was like talking about this program that you could buy that would allow you to like jump in line and to purchase multiple pairs of shoes. It was for people that were resellers. I tried to buy those She-Hulks, those pink and green Jordans, right? And I told Naomi that morning, like, $8.59. I'm waiting. Refresh. Not there, sold out. And it's because they got like these out. They got these like
Bots.
bots and apps that they're using. And this YouTuber was selling these apps that would allow them to like hit up all of these certain markets to purchase in bulk and to resell. And that's
Yeah,
that
they
sucks.
even program the system to buy automatically.
Yeah.
Or I saw a lot of phones start to put the lottery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the
so
lottery idea, but also with the lottery, I wasn't able to
I've
get a
never
PlayStation 5.
won.
I've been trying to get a PlayStation 5 since last November, and I've lost every lottery. So I don't know.
It's
Maybe you can go to resale market.
shit, but it's like $400 more. It's like $400 more than the regular retail price.
Is it worth it?
Nah.
Okay.
But
Then
these
don't buy
new Hawaii SB Dunks, they're worth it. I'm gonna buy those joints today.
Those are so cute.
Yeah,
I like when they're
Oh.
deconstructed, like the people are cutting them, and under
Yeah.
it looks like grass. I went to
Yeah.
high school in Hawaii, so I feel like I need
okay.
to have those
Yeah,
as like
yeah,
a function of
understand.
identity. But
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now,
totally.
they're like fucking sanman, at least for me. So
Sama.
yeah,
Oh, it's not that much.
it's not
you
that.
can buy.
but-
I paid this for like sama.
Yeah, but the problem is that I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes of shoes I just got
In
the
this
last
year?
in the last month.
shit. You
So,
are
okay.
so
my
sneakerheads.
wife is no, this is my beginning collection here. I only have like
Mm-hmm.
2 other pairs of Jordans, but my wife is going to kill me if I buy those shoes. My birthday's next week though, so
You can ask.
Oh,
You can ask.
you should.
I'm not gonna ask. I'm just gonna do it and hope I don't get beat up. I'm just gonna
No,
do
no,
it.
no.
I'm just gonna
No,
buy
no,
them.
just buy and then just take the beat.
Yeah, that's what I'm
okay?
saying. Next time you see me, I'll have a black
Just
eye. My nose
take
gonna be
it.
all crooked and shit.
Take it.
Yeah, but my wife is right. She's reasonable. She's like, you bought too many. But after I get these, and I'm gonna go back to one pair a month.
Yeah, but you know what? It's a difference between the women's and guys' sneaker purchases. Is like women don't really want to pay that much for sneakers.
I paid a game
Many
for
of those
Mm.
I pay because I want it, and but most of the women in Japan, of course, they don't. You
I
know?
don't see a lot of sneakerhead women
And then
in Japan.
I agree.
I also don't see women who dress fly like y'all. Every time I see Naomi, I'm like, damn, like you look look at she got the gold chains on with the outfit and the
Yeah.
hair color. It's rare that you see
Yes.
somebody really trying to freak it like y'all. I don't see a lot of Japanese girls, even the hip hop girls. Like
It's
I see them at the
different.
little hip hop culture centers
No,
with the
but
dance
like, if
class.
you-
They're not freaking it.
No, but I mean, my friends are fly. You just not.
I'll be in the
you
wrong
know.
place.
Yeah.
I'll be in front of Uniqlo drinking at the Family Mart.
Yeah,
That's not it.
You don't.
That's
yeah.
not it.
Of course, you're not gonna see all
Right,
these
right.
fly girls.
I mean,
You
my
gotta go
wife
to,
probably
like,
don't want me to see fly girls like that anyways, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like in a dance culture, dance world, yeah, you know.
Okay.
Because you have to, and then like you need to look fly. If you're a teacher, you need to look fly.
Word.
But and also there are, I think, in Tokyo people especially, I see fly ladies, even like
Awesome.
older people too. And then like I love going to Tokyo because people are more open and like creative with their fashions, like with like pink hair with kimono, but with the leather shoes
Yeah.
with like a different elements in the kimono
hard,
and just
yeah.
make it modern and
That's
traditional.
how I
at the
One
same
foot in the
time.
future,
I
one
love
in the
it,
past.
and then
Yeah,
I
that's
love it.
ill.
I loved wearing kimono with my boots too, with my boots, my ballet, and then with like poncho on top, and like I like playing with it.
Yeah.
And then like
I'm not freaking
you
my
just-
kimonos. I don't got one.
You
need
should.
to
You
get
gotta look so good.
I,
Man.
I need the yukata though, right? Like I
No,
should just rock that?
hakama.
Yeah?
Go hakama.
Okay. Alright.
Hakama is more like
Yeah.
like more ceremonial.
Okay.
But
I found I got a ninja costume, but I don't know how
no,
Japanese
no,
that
don't
is.
be ninja.
No
Don't
ninjas.
be ninja.
No ninjas.
No ninja.
I've been a ninja all my life.
Yeah.
I came
Where-
out dressed
wh-
as a ninja.
Do you know ninja doesn't exist?
Yeah, I do know that. That's what I'm saying. That shit is
I'm
not
just kidding.
right.
I'm
Right.
just kidding. I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
No,
I'm
but
not trying to break your heart.
Yeah,
It is.
but they
there
don't
is
dress
though.
in all black like Sho
Yeah, it's
Kosugi
made
and
up.
shit, right?
It's made up.
Kosugi
but
show
no,
is
no.
not real. Like, yeah.
No, I'm not sure. We all
I've
not
never
sure
seen a
about
ninja.
it.
Yeah.
Me,
Have
me,
you ever
me
just seen
neither.
one?
Never
Me
seen
neither. So it's okay.
It might be, it might be somewhere. It might be popping somewhere.
But one of my friend is training to be a ninja. He's American guy, so I don't.
It's a
see
white
him.
guy?
See.
He's a white guy?
No.
He's a black guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do an intervention with you, brother. Train MMA. No, I like it though. Put me in contact because I could teach him.
See,
I'll give you a
that's
discount price,
Interesting.
and I will put a
He's
little
so
yo.
serious, yo.
Yeah, I got a ninja
so
costume.
interesting.
Yeah.
Why you wanna be a ninja and train for it and for real?
All right, tell me this right now.
Why?
Massive earthquake or zombie attack. Do you have a grappling hook? Can you just jump out of this window and rappel down? I got it. I got it in the closet.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I gotta save y'all now with my ninja abilities.
Uh-huh.
You know
Your
what I mean?
ninja ability.
It
My
is-
ninja
if that
abilities.
way, then maybe you should train parkour.
I mean, that's part of the regiment. We was doing parkour before it was called parkour. We used to call it freestyle walking. We were B-boys. We were doing it off of everything. You want to see an air baby? We do an air baby right here on his handrail. Yeah.
Okay,
You know what I mean? Like, that's how we were
Totally.
doing it. Backflips, side flips, fucking gainers. Yeah, we was doing all of
you
that.
B-boy from California, you might
Yeah,
you might know my
HTK
friends
crew,
or
higher
something.
dimension crew. Well, I mean, when I was younger, I haven't been breaking for like 20 years.
Wow.
I'm old as shit. And I'm
we
great
are
at
same
it.
age.
And we're fucking so tight. We're better than other people, her and I. And I'm finding that you're also better than other people too.
In
Shout out to
in
us.
some way, in
Yeah,
what way?
yeah.
In some way, maybe.
Let me do a public service announcement. Then I have one more question before we'll end this,
Okay.
and then we'll go into the video where we can actually talk about the shoes and stuff. But
Okay,
I did want to give a public service announcement to one of the people that's been following and supporting the podcast. His name is Curbside Jones, and Curbside Jones has a new collaborative project that he's doing with Dexter Fizz. These are both MCs from the United States, and they've been working on this Last Train EP. They started last January 2020. And both artists wanted to use the EP to fuel their international tour here to Japan, but COVID had different plans. Both of these guys have worked with a variety of beat makers here in Japan before, but now that they're stepping up with a lot of other Japanese hip-hop acts such as Laugh Life, Muma, Dharma, Ballhead, NF Zesso, Cram, shout out to the homie Cram, and also a UK producer named Phil Blanks. And they're creating the soundscape for this EP, which is just hard. It serves as kind of an international bridge between Japanese hip-hop and American hip-hop. They've got a little bit of trappy style joints. They got some real regular type of hip-hop joints. But I do want to play one song off of that and just let you guys get a little bit of a taste of what these gentlemen are doing. This one is called No Wheels, and it's live. Hold on. Let me turn it up some. I'm going to skip ahead to the Japanese verse. Bless you. Yeah.
I'ma need my flies where I can still smell them. So repression, any inkling to self-doubt.
I'm going to skip ahead to the Japanese verses here.
Get up and go get it. You got the world to say, so we're stopping.
I apologize for the sound quality. I feel like this album doesn't come through well on the on my interface. It's a dope album. It's called The Last Train EP. And when these guys get out here after the coronavirus situation relaxes a little bit, I'll have them on the show. I'll be rocking with these fellas heavy. Again, all the beats on the podcast right now have been done by Flat Stanley, who is also amazing. And I'll put on a little lovely track for him for just another 30 seconds for you guys to enjoy. I want to give a shout out to everybody who supports the podcast and all of our new listeners coming through. Really, the Mega Late Show has been rocking for over 4 years. We've had a variety of super famous guests who I never thought I'd share a room with. And they're all important and they're all dope. And Ali Shaheed Mohammed and Mark DeClivelo and Maceo of De La Soul and just so many famous cats have come through here. But this podcast is really about supporting independent local artists and people visiting Tokyo and supporting this scene. And man, I feel so grateful to be in a room with people who are amazing, talented, just doing wonderful things like these two ladies that I have with me today. The energy is enough to sustain me, and I'm here rocking for the time being. Flat Stanley Beats. If you want a custom SP404, he's freaking them like crazy right now. Transparent 404s right now he's doing with the clear. He's amazing. But this is a beautiful song. This is called Be Your Girl. Flat Stan. Word up, man. I'm having a wonderful time with you ladies today. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for having us.
Let me put a
Thank
song
you.
on. And all right, we'll go right back into the questions again. Here we go. I have one question for you, and this is kind of pertinent, but it's also not all that important. But I wanted to get your perspective on this because there is me, myself, I'm black and Filipino, amongst other things, but largely I just say Filipinegro, black and Filipino. My dad is black, my mom is Filipino, and as you know, the current political climate, there's been a lot of emphasis on identity and who you are and what it means within the world that we live in. And with that comes this element where black people are having this reaction that a lot of the cultures that we help create and sustain and have been a part of and change the world with are being taken and used but the credit is not necessarily coming back. The appreciation is not necessarily coming back. When it comes to sneaker culture, do you consider this a black cultural thing or a pop cultural thing that black people started? Because like I was saying earlier, Japan really helped shape this movement. And personally, I would say that black people are always the flies, and with hip hop culture, we were the flies. But it's been long since that this culture has thrived due to Japanese people, due to Korean people changing street culture and fashion. And it's been a collaborative project that is not exclusively black. When you think about sneaker culture, do you find it to be rooted in cultural blackness, or is it? What is your perspective on that? And I'd love to hear both of you and say what you have to say about it. I don't think that there's a wrong answer, but I don't think you guys have the wrong answer. The wrong answer was like, black people ain't do shit. You know what I mean? We all ain't do shit. That's the wrong answer, but that's really the only wrong answer, I think.
So in our platform, Japan for Black Lives, when we talk about what is black culture, what black people inspired us, I always include the sneaker is one of them. So yeah, we should appreciate that, and yeah, it's black culture.
It's a black cultural thing. Word. How do you feel about that, Eriko?
Sneaker culture itself, to me, I think it different from where do you think it started from, then what's the culture for you, because sneaker culture, like you say, some people are about fashion, but some people about the functions. Some people, it varies. I don't like say it's a black culture thing. No, it's like the black culture. It's a big, huge part of the growth of the industry. So, it should acknowledge, it should appreciate, and it should include. If it's excluded some way, because without, and also a lot of like a black culture and a street culture or hip hop culture, without it, Jordan 5 or Jordan 4 wouldn't be that way in the design, and there's so many other things that are influence to the sneaker industry that black culture did. Right. So, but I don't say it's a black culture thing. It's a
two-way street. It's a exchange of
it's
cultures.
Exchange, because it started with white people, right? The white people made it, and the first like running shoes was from Germany.
Nazis and shit.
Is it?
Well, I mean, Adidas was like a Nazi company run by Nazis and shit, right?
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't have all the facts on that, but I'm almost certain that that's.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
right.
In the Converse was from 19th century, 1893 or something. And so it's from like Europe, and it started. It's a functional shoes, so it's not a culture, but. So if we have to talk about the beginning of the culture. It's not an industry, but the culture. And
from basketball to so shoes is already exist.
Yeah, running.
Right.
But
shoes are not black people culture, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly. And it's more for like athletic purpose, and then like running, and then for Olympics, So athletic shoes. So what's the culture is? Right. That's what I know. I think, and then what do you consider as a culture? Right. So, not saying it's not the black culture thing. It is part of the big thing for black culture. The sneaker thing is a big thing for black culture.
Yeah. It wasn't just black people that made it fly. I think it wasn't just black people that made wearing nice sneakers fly. Japan, I know for certain that I've seen documentaries and there's history out there that says that Japanese people were also right there making it fly. I mostly was just curious.
You think Japanese people made it fly? To me, Japanese people's style is weird as hell. So I don't know if it's fly.
Well, but weird gets fly.
No, it's not. It's
I don't know, man. Now those people with the big pompadours in Harajuku. I'm about to freak my hair like that too.
That's weird. Okay, I don't know if it's fly, but that shit is weird. For me, it's not like
it's always weird at first.
No,
you
but
know
then
what I mean? Ram LZ,
So I don't want to like generalize or anything like that, but it was just like to talk about it. What it is, I need to have more research about it. But I do acknowledge in the Japanese sneaker culture, tends, or I think it is the Japanese sneaker culture not including the black culture, or not acknowledging the black culture and its influence, and that bothers me,
Word.
because it really is not.
Word, word.
Like industry that acknowledge the importance, and the influences. I mean, a corporate and a company who acknowledge and appreciate and the influences from the black culture to the sneaker industry. They do, tribute or have us made it clear where they stands.
Right.
When Black Lives Matter or before, they always be clear about it. But there, I see which shops or which brand did what and didn't do what,
right,
and
right.
I see it. I see it.
Right.
And in some of the like a Japanese company or like famous big shops, they didn't say anything, man.
Right.
But they're still using,
See, I
like
have conflict of Nike said that they were going to put aside $50 million for Black Lives Matter, right? And also an emphasis on hiring other more colorful CEOs to their positions of power. But Nike is a multi-billion-dollar company, and when I see them doing something for Black Lives Matter, I don't really see that as representation or solidarity with the movement as much as I see it as advertising. I'm more concerned about, and that's why I think what you do with you and Terry and Japan for Black Lives Matter is doing is so important, because you are educating the people on the street. As long as the people on the street recognize that certain things are the adversity that black people face and the recognition that they should have, and why it's not dope for fucking blackface to be on Japanese television, that's what matters. Nike and all that other bullshit, like, fuck Nike, to be real with you. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I come from. It like all representation is not. Sometimes it's just marketing. Sometimes it's just marketing.
It can
You're
be,
being marketed to.
but to me, try to find a bright side. Try to find some positive
pessimist. No, I'm just kidding.
point. No, I'm not trying to be pessimist. I'm actually like really try to see and how I can take it as a positive side. And then as a Nike, to me, I support it because they're the one that is like even they know how powerful they are. So they use that power to let people know this is wrong and this is why I started. Even if it's a marketing purpose, but there's a part to it because people who don't think, that affects. People think like they already know that there's a viewer who has that point of view and they can't do nothing about it. But at least if they don't say anything and they don't do anything, and that's so wrong.
Look at Japanese companies doesn't say anything about the Osaka Naomi's boycott. And so the media asked the Japanese company, how do you feel of Naomi's incident? And everybody said we shouldn't say anything about it. So
but Nike Japan or Nike didn't do it though. Wasn't like that though. They're all about it.
Yeah, they did have that. They had a whole
and then they even influenced the enemy, the Adidas, to Adidas repost Nike's post about the Black Lives Matter.
That's cool.
We should all come together. So Nike started it almost in a sneaker industry to speak up about Black, just don't do it. Or whatever the slogan. They know how powerful it is. The big corporate, we can't do anything. They have to do what they have to do. And at least they try to do something. So that's the
useful.
point.
That's
the point that I have to be okay. I have to be positive.
You can
about
rock
it.
with that.
Yeah, I totally understand what you're saying, and I totally agree. But I have to look at that way so that something good can happen.
I'm also on the left of most of that stuff. Most people rock with it just fine, but I'm just like, nah, that's it's nefarious. That's just them grabbing at as much money. They've done the demographic and knows, even though it's on the right side of history, I just don't trust it. But this is not a podcast where we're going to get into the kind of socio-political aspects of these things. I was mostly just fascinated with your perspective from both of you as being sneakerheads or fans of sneakers here, and also with the website that you run and your experiences within the culture. I would like to wrap things up now so we can have a conversation. We'll do another 30-minute video where we can kind of talk about the new shoes that we like. And I got a bunch of questions in regards to like do's and don't as a new sneakerhead. Can we get some social media drops? Where can we find you, Naomi?
Okay. You can find me on Instagram, FabFiveTokyo. Japan for Black Lives is JP for Black Lives. Yep. And Eriko.
Just mostly our social media is on Instagram and Twitter. Sneaker underbar girl underbar Japan. Sneaker girl. If you type sneaker girl, you will find it.
Okay.
And yeah,
Do you
Twitter
wanna-
is the same thing too.
So your personal account is
My
not
personal
for
account.
consumption? Okay. I mean, we'll do the
You
sneaker
can
girls.
find me.
Yeah. You guys follow me, and maybe you'll find her.
Yeah,
we'll see.
definitely.
Top secret, but go check out the website. It's actually fucking great. I was like, wow, these are like, I saw a lot of shoes on the
Yeah.
girl site that I was like, I would do that. I would wear the girl shoes. I just gotta,
See,
you know what I mean?
that's the thing. That's the
I'm
reason.
colonizing. I'm colonizing.
No, that's the thing about, women and men thing, why you don't want to wear women. Is it a bad thing? Do you think that wearing women or women thing is a bad thing? Like, I don't want to get into the feminism or anything like that. But gender, as you might see in Japan, gender issue is super behind and deeply rooted. That male chauvinism is super deeply rooted that it's almost
It's
think
disgusting.
it's impossible to even change their mindset or perspective to do what they do and what to change what they say. and
I'm a
all that
little
stuff.
optimistic about that. And
But-
with my daughter, I work on it. Usually my fingernails, my toenails are hella painted right now. I got skirts, like dresses that I wear. I just don't, and I'm a cis hetero male, like straight up. But
I
but
mean,
I
like
also break
American
that.
men, a lot better than the Japanese men because your women are strong and fought for it too. You know what I mean? Some of them too. But it's the women and a guy thing is like a long fight about equality and all that stuff.
Indeed.
So that's why, like, if you wrap things up, then my philosophy for the sneakergirl.com thing is to create, hopefully educate the equality, for women and their self-esteem, self-confidence through sneakers, because sneakers don't, you can be who you are. Heels, pumps will put you in a certain box, but sneakers don't. You can just wear it and you can just be free for who you are.
It's easier to throw kicks when you're wearing kicks instead of heels, right?
Oh no, you know what? The heels works
I
better
love
though.
heels,
Yeah.
Heels works better for kicks. Okay.
Oh, well, because you
No,
can
just kidding.
stab with them.
Yeah, or pointy toe, and then you
Yeah.
can hurt. No, I'm just kidding.
That's
No,
violent.
but like
Let me end it, and we'll talk more about sneakers and stuff
Okay,
right here,
Can't
because
stop.
I like to try to get it at an hour, and I think we right there. So Mega Late Show, Tokyo-based hip hop art and culture podcast. My name is Robinson Mega. I'm here with these two lovely ladies. Thank you guys for joining us on episode 147. We're also going to do an additional video where we talk about some of these shoes, some of our shoes that we like, and I got some questions. I got some other questions. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to go out to one last song by my man Flat Stanley, and please enjoy yourselves.